Highclere, we really do pride ourselves on the level of personal communication that we give to our share owners. We literally treat everyone as though they own the horse outright themselves, and we act as personal racing manager to each individual.
The idea really was to set up a company that I could go racing with my mates. That's basically where it started. Been involved with Highclere for 15 years, and it's been a great ride, but now when I go racing I don't know half the people I'm going with, and it sort of struck me as a thing to do, ready to branch out.
The average purchase price of a horse in our regular syndicates would be around the 100,000 guineas mark, and therefore this sort of wonderful jump up to 250,000 guineas per horse makes a significant difference to John. I mean, his eyes absolutely lit up when Simon said that he was going to go ahead with Bermuda Thoroughbred racing and the first long-tail account, because what that enables him to do is not only buy a magnificent physical specimen, physical specimens, which obviously we can see here with these two lovely, lovely horses, but also it means you can buy pedigree underneath the physical specimen, and that's absolutely critical. And we've got the best guy in the world buying the horses, and you add in these key percentages by being able to spend more, then obviously you do give yourself a much, much better chance of success.
The idea originally was I'd find maybe 4 or 5 people to get involved with, and then I realized that when you start buying these pedigrees and this amount of money, that 150,000 sterling a person is it's about like buying your own horse, really. So we thought that might be a little bit rich, so we went down from 5 shares to 10 shares, and I think that's sort of found its right level, really. I'm holding quite a number of the shares myself, but the idea is just to get a few people, particularly in Bermuda, who are not necessarily know that much about racing, to get a bit more involved. And for Bermuda it's a really good story, because we can promote Bermuda on the race course as well, and Bermuda colours and Bermuda names. And so back in Bermuda, I've been in the newspaper quite a few times, and a couple of the names we've chosen. This guy's going to be called Horseshoe Bay, which is a famous bay in Bermuda, famous beach. And the other guy's going to be called Johnny Barnes, who's a well-known Bermudian character that greets commuters in the morning going to work for the last 30 years. Tells everybody he loves them, and it's a really good story. So we're just very excited about the whole idea. We're not sure how good these horses will be yet, but certainly if either of them are a good horse, it'll get great press in Bermuda, and it's a feel-good factor. For a small island, it's a feel-good factor. Plus it makes it a lot more fun, and if you want to do something with your mates, it's very hard to sort of come up with colours, and because colours are quite a big deal. So this way we'll be able to come up with colours that are Bermuda colours. It's not my colours, it's a company that's set up specially to do this. And I think it's sort of hit the right notes with people. And considering we only got it up and going in about 3 weeks ago, John and Harry were off to the sales like a week later. So we had to do some big punts, and I've been quite surprised and very, very happy with the support we've had, really. The reaction in Bermuda's been fantastic, really. And then now we've got these wonderful horses, it changes it, from a concept into something real. And, that's what becomes exciting. Now we're not talking about, an idea. This is the investment, or I don't like the word investment, but this is what you're getting involved in. One of the guys that came in said to me, he says, "This sounds like good fun." He says, "We're going to have some great dinners, aren't we? It sounds like good dinner parties to come out of this." So that's the way he was looking at it. I think it is. It's about having some fun, getting together with people you like. You have to enjoy not just horse racing. You have to enjoy horses. You have to enjoy, going to the gallops, seeing the trainers. If you don't get that, then it's really not something you should be doing. John Gosden was a sort of a natural choice in the sense that, champion trainer. We've had some horses with him in the past, but not for quite a few years, particularly when they bought Johnny Barnes, because I think he just fit the mold of John Gosden. He's going to probably be a precocious 2-year-old and out there sort of maybe for Royal Ascot next year.
I was over at the Goss sales and going around the horses. I saw him early on, and I thought he was a really beautiful horse. He came up very early, number 7, and I'm afraid we didn't get close with our bid. We didn't have enough, but it was more than thrilling to me. I saw John aboard him, so I was over the moon when I heard that the horse would be coming to us to train. That was really exciting. So I think to put a syndicate like this together, and having just met Simon, it's an incredibly bold and a lovely idea, and it'll be really nice training for people who'll come and stay with us, maybe, if they can, have dinner and come and see the horse and be part of that side of it. Because a lot of the fun of having a horse is not just going when they race, it's also seeing the training side.
John has sort of an international bent, and his wife's American. You know, we would like to take some of our horses, either these horses or both of these horses, maybe to America or Australia eventually to run. So John's obviously got that background. So I think he was the obvious choice. And Sir Michael, I mean, all our major successes have been with him, Petrushka, Harbinger. You can't really knock it. He don't come much better than Sir Michael.
I saw him a couple of times before he went through the ring. You know, he's a handsome colt, mature. Arch is having a really good spell at the moment, and he's out of a listed winner of the national stakes, who was third in the Princess Margaret. The dam's a sister to Dust Dancer that won the Nonette. It's a good Galandris family, so you know, we're entitled to be very hopeful with him, and he's a January foal. He shouldn't take too long. He's got some maturity and precocity about him, and like what we see at the stage.
Harry and his team are going to do just what they would normally do for their own syndicates. I'm just going to be the promoter, if you like, and it's all about having fun. They'd be racing managers, effectively. I couldn't do it without Harry and John. They'll handle everything, and they'll, you know, do the normal stuff they do with all their clients. So it's just a natural fit. And also, we've been trying to promote Highclere shares to the Bermuda Thoroughbred racing owners as well, because it's a numbers game, really. So the more horses you're involved with, the better chance you have of success, really.
It's not just about race day, of course that's hugely important and enormous fun, but it's about seeing the horses train, and therefore, you know, we want to provide the long tail account holders with this very personalised service, take you individually to the trainers' yards. You'll get to know the individual trainers very, very well, very much on a personal level. Stay in the jockey club rooms and do all those wonderful things that make racehorse ownership and learning about the training of the horses so much fun. And to go with him, a very special horse bought for 250,000 guineas from Tattersall's Book One, a son of Arch. Arch is a wonderful racehorse. He's been an amazing sire. Comes, of course, from the Roberto line. Out of the daughter of Acclamation, who won the national stakes, sweepstake. It's the family of Zoffany and many others, very, very famous family in this country. And it is very rare that you see a horse looking like this.
Yes, as you can see, he stands up to be a real eyeful. Very impressive looking horse. Interestingly enough, technically he's the same as all the others. He's just a little bit bigger and obviously has great length and front to him and great action, where we have to step up all the more when they're out of very good mares like this fellow is. Sweepstake, a daughter of Acclamation. She was very good, a real tough nut, and had plenty of speed about her. So we're hoping that this combination of the pedigree, Roberto, which is where Archie's male line, that's a Derby line. Roberto was runner-up in the Derby. It's going to be very interesting to see how far he gets on the racecourse in distance. But he's a lovely quality horse, full of class. Fingers crossed he can live up to the expectations. Well, let's have a look at this first one. He's an absolute corker. John Gosden will train him. He's a son of Acclamation, and he's out of the Dane Hill mare Mahalia. It's an amazing pedigree. Mahalia herself is a stakes winner. She's the dam of Albisola, group winner of Bufera, group placed, and of course Tanara, who is the dam of Most Improved, who won the St James's Palace Stakes last year at Royal Ascot. And Tanara has also produced Ectot, who has just recently, in the last 3 weeks or so, won a group race in France. It's a very, very active family. He looks a very important horse indeed. John, just talk us through him. Yes, well, you can see he's an exceptional colt. Great action, great movement, great depth, and you can see how formed he is already. Being a February foal, acclimation out of a Danehill mare, out of a Millreef mare, he has every chance of actually coming together next year. We were quite lucky. He was lot 7 in Goffs. Sheikh Hamdan was the underbidder, but luckily Sheikh Hamdan stayed in his office that day and instructed his team to go and bid up to 300. We, thanks to Simon giving us the confidence to use our judgment, were able to go that one extra bid and get him for 310,000 euros. And he does have a magnificent pedigree. He does have the look, a great actioned horse, every chance of really being a tremendous horse.